Here's everything that you need to know about the Epstein drama that's happened in the last few weeks, because there's been a lot of it, and this is going to be a defining moment for the MAGA movement. On July 7th, the DOJ and the FBI released a memo that was reiterating Epstein had died by suicide, and they also said that there's actually not any list that is implicating any prominent figures. They also released what they claimed was unedited video footage of the night that Epstein died. This sparked a lot of outrage because Trump and people in his administration, the Attorney General, the Director of the FBI, they campaigned by going around very loudly yelling that the list does exist and it's being covered up by Democrats. And the only way that you're going to get to see that list is if you elect Trump and his very unorthodox appointees, because they're outsiders. Pam Bondi, Trump's attorney general, had said at one point that the list was on her desk and she was going to review it, which she's now walked back and said it wasn't actually the list, it was the files that she was talking about. Now you have huge supporters of Trump that are turning on him and saying that this is unacceptable. Mike Flynn, Steve Bannon, Alex Jones. At a Turning Point conference last week, Charlie Kirk asked the audience, how many of you want to see the files released? And every single hand went up. You have Trump supporters online saying that they're done. They're realizing that Trump is not who he said he was. They're burning their MAGA merch. And then you have multiple news organizations that examine the footage that was released by the DOJ, and they say, no, this actually is edited. It was put together by at least 2 different clips, and you're missing over 3 minutes of footage. And then Senator Dick Durbin says that the FBI was instructed to comb through the Epstein files and flag anything that mentions Trump, which Kash Patel assigns 1,000 agents to do. Trump snaps back by claiming that Epstein is old news. The only reason that we're still talking about it is because Democrats keep pushing conspiracy theories. And at one point, he seems to admit that the list actually does exist. It's just that it was created by Democrats, so releasing it would be helping the Democrats. Online, Democrats are saying, we don't care who is in it. Release the list. If it's Obama, if it's Biden, if it's Clinton, let us know. Those people should be held accountable as well. Meanwhile, in Congress, Democrats file a motion to attach a clause to the crypto bill that ended up passing this week that would require the release of non-sensitive Epstein files. Republicans blocked that multiple times. Now, some people like Charlie Kirk have made complete U-turns and said, I'm done talking about the Epstein files for the time being. The Wall Street Journal gets their hands on a birthday card from an album from Epstein's 50th birthday. And in the birthday card, there is an outline of a naked woman. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret, which is then signed Donald in what looks like it's supposed to be pubic hair. Donald denies that he sent the card, and he's now at war with the Murdoch family, who owns the Wall Street Journal as well as Fox News. He's going to sue them. But if he did sue them, they would go into discovery, which means a lot of information would be put into evidence. Trump's allies, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Laura Loomer, they've come to his defense and said that that card would be very uncharacteristic of the president. A man who has been recorded many times bragging about assaulting women. It's also worth remembering that Elon was tweeting a few weeks ago that Trump is on the list. So for him to come out and say that the card wasn't Trump's is a weird pivot. So Donald has started spiraling and attacking his base, saying that if you're still talking about Epstein, that you're a weakling and you are an old Trump supporter. You also have huge media personalities from the manosphere like Joe Rogan and Theo Von that are criticizing the administration and the DOJ, how they're handling this. In Theo Von's case, there's a clip that's recirculating of J.D. Vance being on his show saying that the files need to be released, and Theo's like, what's changed, man? And then you have the white nationalist mega Trump supporters like Nick Fuentes who are saying, you know what? The liberals were right. The MAGA movement is going to go down as the biggest populist scam ever. Trump has since instructed his attorney general, Pam Bondi, to request the courts unseal the grand jury testimonies around the Epstein case, claiming that he has nothing to hide. But it's a bit of a misdirection because it would take months or years to get that hammered out in court, and they almost never do it. But even if they did unseal some of it, it wouldn't be salacious evidence. And also, Trump has control over the DOJ and the FBI, which means he has influence over what documents would be released. What they're doing is they're just kicking the can down the road because when it comes up again, people will be a little burnt out about it. And that's where we are as of Friday night. An administration that has gained a lot of its power by embracing conspiracy theories about deep state pedophiles is now trying to convince their base to not care about pedophiles when they find themselves implicated with pedophiles. However this plays out, we do know now that the MAGA movement is not invulnerable.